If you could change any choices you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices radio show, Christine McIver.
That's me, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so happy to have you here, and I've got something funny going on. Oh my gosh. Here we are. Welcome, 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 everybody, to the Inspired Choices show. I am your host, Christine McIver, and tonight we have another special show for all you business owners out there. You want to be business owners. People have been in business for a long time. Seems like you've been doing this thing forever, and maybe you're not getting where you want to go. We have got a dynamic show lined up for you tonight, and I'm super excited. Now, I want you to sit down and I want you to get comfortable. I'd love for you to have a pen and a paper, and I want you to be willing to receive everything that I'm going to be sharing tonight, because I might just be kicking your butt just a little bit. And if you're here, you already know that. You already know that this show is something that you're being pulled into. And I'm telling you right now that I'm not going to be gentle, but the forwardness that I'm going to be is going to be kind, because you as a business owner, you deserve so much. You deserve pleasure. You deserve happiness. You deserve prosperity. You deserve to be able to jump out of bed every day and be excited about being in your own business. And I hope, one of my greatest hopes is that I can create that with and for other people. And, you know, when we are in joy and we are in prosperity, we actually have so much to contribute to the world. And when we are in that space, we actually add to the joy and the pleasure with those around us. We add that energy to the world. And who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to be in joy and be enjoying what you are doing, right? I certainly do myself. So I just want to tell you a little bit about me. I am a strategic business coach. Now, I've been in my own business now for 13 years, actually. Absolutely loving it. It's been evolving. I've been evolving. And today I am a strategic business coach. I'm also the CEO of Inspired Choices Network, the platform that we are broadcasting on. I'm someone who works with individuals on personal issues while simultaneously working with them on their business. Because for me, I absolutely know the two are not separate. And you're going to learn more about that tonight. If you're someone who is just starting out your business and you want to not have to do things over 16 different times, contact me. I absolutely know a great foundation. I have a system, a great foundation system to put in place for you to make things easier as you evolve and grow your business. Now, if you're someone who's been in business for a long time and you feel like it's time for a redo, it's time for a ramp up, and you would like someone support that's going to look at all the pieces across your business platform, that's me. That's what I do. I love, love, love doing that with people and showing them all the things that I've learned over the years. So you can contact me, Christine, at inspiredchoices.ca. Through the Inspired Choices Network, you can find me there, or you can go directly to my personal website, inspiredchoices.ca. And of course, I'm all across all the social media platforms. You'll be able to find me there. Just look for my pretty face. All right. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's jump into tonight's show. So tonight's show, I'm asking you a question, and I want you to be willing to be vulnerable. Are you holding your business back? Let's be real. Are you holding your business back? Did you know that the success of your business has way more to do with you than you probably know or have been acknowledging? Many, many people are holding their businesses back unnecessarily. And why would we do that? Would you like to know some of the spaces and places where you're doing that? Stay tuned. We're going to get to that tonight. Are you willing to be real with yourself, like really real with yourself, and look at the truth with complete vulnerability? Most people aren't, and most people don't make it in their business to the level that they desire, but they can. Everybody can if they're willing to be this vulnerable. What you choose today, and you probably have heard this before, but what you choose today can make all the difference in your business. Tonight, I am going to challenge you, and I'm going to inspire you, and I might even kick your butt. But the reason I'm doing that is so that you'll stop holding your business back because of you. So let's talk about getting real. How many of you that are listening now or in the future actually are willing to say, my business isn't doing that great? How many of you have ever said that to anyone that can actually contribute to changing that for you? Yes, we'll say it to a spouse, we'll say it to a best friend, we might say it to a banker, we might say it to people that, we owe money to. But how many of us are actually willing to just drop all of the walls and bring that vulnerability forward and saying, my business is not doing what I wish it would be doing. I'm struggling. I'm not making money. I feel like I'm falling behind. How many of you have actually gone to that space to really look at the truth of what's going on? You know what, my friends? You're going to be surprised. Most of us are scared to actually do that because we believe what is going to be on the other side of that piece of vulnerability is exposure to something that's not true. And I'm telling you right now, right here and now, that when you do that, oh my gosh, the relief that you are going to begin to have, that is actually going to start to open you up to learn even more about yourself. And hand up in the chat room. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so what I want you to know, scary and powerful. It is really scary and powerful when you're willing to say that. And I'm telling you, everything I'm going to tell you tonight, every single thing, I have been there and I have done that. I have walked that walk. I have been scared. I have bought into the lie that I'm going to fall apart or somebody's going to laugh at me, or I'm not going to be able to come back from the humiliation, or if I do that, people will judge me and never want to hire me and never want to work with me. And all of that is the bullshit that's been put in your head by society, by maybe somebody around you, all this crap that's kind of rolled up in the ball of competition, and it's bullshit. And who gives a crap? Right now, I really want to invite you to just put all of that aside. And I really, really hope that you will lean into this information tonight, because if you're willing to do that, that means you're willing to change it. Most of us aren't willing to do what's required to change it. And most of us are saying one thing and we're doing another. And if you find yourself in the space today where you found yourself a year ago or 5 years ago, and you feel like this is on repeat, you've still got the walls up to being vulnerable, and you need to get rid of those. Let's do this. Let's stop the games with ourselves. You're only playing a game with yourself. And when you're willing to say, all right, enough. I desire to do this in my life. This business spoke to me and it turns me on and lights me up when I think about it. And then when my head gets into the judgment, that's when it starts to turn down. And if you wonder if that's still true, close your eyes and go back to that moment, that wonderful moment when you first thought about doing your business. Think about that, how excited you were. How excited did your body get? You got confirmations. And then you tapped into your brain where you have programmed all of these judgments, and that started to mess things up out of the get-go. If you would stay back in that joy and that excitement, that will expand your business faster than anything else, because your brain, where you've programmed, is not involved in it. All the choices that you have ever looked at all the choices that you have ever made matter nothing. They don't matter anymore. Right here is what we have. We have right here, we have right now. Okay. And we have what it takes to change any place that we are at. But you're looking back at the choices and you're judging the choices as good or bad. You keep judging them. You keep judging yourself and you're judging your business. That's not going to help you be right here and right now. And my friends, every single time, and I really want you to listen to this, every single time you are judging anything about you as the business owner or about your business, anytime you're judging anything in those two areas, you absolutely cannot be in the awareness of what's required today. All the judgment puts up walls to your awareness. So if you're asking questions, but you've got 1%, 10%, 50% of judgment there, you're not going to get the truth. And so how do we get past those walls of judgment? Is we've got to be willing, make a contract with yourself. I'm going to be vulnerable with myself and with my coach, no matter what happens. And I'm telling you right now, get yourself a coach. Stop being an arrogant son of a bitch and get yourself a coach. If you think that you're going to get yourself out of the place that you've been buried in for years in your own business without someone on the outside guiding you and seeing what you're doing and supporting you, you're badly mistaken. It's so incredibly hard to do that. Do you know why or how, where life coaches came from? Life coaches, business coaches, all these types of coaches. Do you know where they came from? They came from CEOs of organizations that had no one to speak to and be vulnerable with. And they knew, these CEOs knew they needed someone to challenge them. They knew that. And that is where the birth of life coaching began. Take it from the CEOs out there who are doing what's required to grow their business. I want you to really be willing to receive what I'm saying tonight from the space of changing everything. You can change everything, but it's up to you. And it has to be you. It can't be anybody else. And it certainly can't be somebody who is judging themselves or their business. If you are working with a coach and that coach is judging you in any way, get a different coach. Get a different coach. Be willing to find someone who's going to not only challenge you, but also invite you in to a different possibility. Are you willing for that to happen? I am just getting something lined up here for you before we go. We're going to go to our first break in just a minute, but I really want to invite you to lean in even more. And I want you to know that throughout the show, I am going to have so many places to show you where you're holding yourself back in your business and how you can come out of it. You're not going to walk away with just the what's wrong. You're going to also gather up so many tools to change this. And the very first tool is the willingness to be vulnerable and the determination to do whatever it takes to change it. Are you willing? Are you willing? Keisha in the chat room says, oh my gosh, Christine, and look at how you consistently find another way to create what you require. Yes, I consistently am looking at this again and again and again because this is very important to me. This is my part of my identity and part of my legacy and my ripple is to show people how to do it. I'm not preaching at you. I'm showing you and I'm sharing with you. And it's my hope that more and more people will start to enjoy their businesses and themselves and laugh at themselves, how they've judged themselves. Let's change this. Together we can change this and you can change it fast. So, are you willing to go on this ride with me to change things in your business like never before? Because you, my friend, you're the number one key to your business, and you are the key that's holding your business back. It's just a fact. It's not the external sources. It's not your marketing. It's not any of it. It's you. All of those pieces are important. Yes, absolutely. But the number one piece, you're the driver of the bus. If we don't have the driver in the seat knowing how to drive, it doesn't matter that they've got all the wheels on the bus. All the wheels on the bus go, right? There's only monkeys in the back of the bus, right? The monkeys are jumping all over. And those monkeys are the things that are in your mind. My friends, tonight we're going to kick some butt and we're going to change this. So you are listening to Inspired Choices with your host, Christine McIver, on the Inspired Choices Network. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
All right, my friends. Now, if you are listening to us on the app, the Inspired Choices Network app, I would love for you to join us in the chat room and ask your questions. I'm sure you have a question or a comment or a situation that you would like to change. So you can just go to the shows tab, go all the way down to the bottom and click on the chat room and come on in and ask your question. You can also join us in the live studio and ask your question live if you're brave enough. Don't worry, I don't bite. I mean, not normally. All right. Can you imagine having this much fun in your business? Have you ever imagined having this much fun? You know, I got to tell you that when I first started in my business, I was so scared. I was so scared. I was so caught up in, am I going to fail? I was so focused on what I didn't want that I was missing the joy and the pleasure of what I desired. Again, going back to that first moment. When I started to coach people, I was so worried that they weren't going to succeed, and I owned their success. And I was so worried I wasn't going to say the right thing. I missed out on so much in those first years because of something extremely important: trust. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my awareness. And I wasn't doing what was required for me. I was looking outside of me at other people. I was looking at satisfying their needs first and missing out on the important piece. That's me. Your business, the center of your business is you. Whether you're the person out there or you're the person behind the scenes, you are the center of your business. And you trusting you and you following your awareness and your knowing is key to your success. I've said this before, and you'll hear me say it many, many more times. Your business came through you because the energy of your business matched you. And if you have been finding your business contracting, or you've been finding your business less and less successful or struggling, it's because you are not being you. You are judging you. You are worrying over and over and over again, and you're not trusting you. One of the biggest things that I know is, in order for you to grow your business, you first have to grow you. Again, you've got to be vulnerable. You've got to be willing to be vulnerable. You've got to be willing to look at the decisions, the comments that you're making, the words that are coming out of your mouth, all of the places and spaces that you've not been willing to develop and grow. Let me give you an example. So many times when I'll be coaching business owners, I will hear them say, I don't like Facebook. I don't like Instagram. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what? LinkedIn is just, I don't understand. Twitter, what is Twitter? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now hear this, and I mean this. You don't have to understand it, but pull your head out of your ass. Yeah, I said it. Here is the thing. When 40 years ago, when you were in your own business, you advertised in a newspaper, right? Maybe you were even posh enough to advertise in a magazine, okay? Maybe you got really super out there and you had a radio commercial produced for you, not your own voice, produced for you, and it was put on the radio. That was how business was done then, okay? That has changed. Just like, 40 years prior to that, 80 years ago, 100 years ago, it was about going door to door, right? Or it was standing on the street corner and hoping somebody walked by and bought something from you. Times change. If you are alive and you are breathing in 2021, you need to pay attention to where businesses get discovered and where businesses grow. Where are your clients? Are they standing on the street corner waiting for you? Are they buying newspapers? Looking for your ads? No, they're not. That industry has changed dramatically. Your customers, your clients are on social media, and they have a favorite platform. What's your favorite platform? Facebook? Is Facebook your favorite platform? Okay, cool. Is LinkedIn your favorite platform? Is Twitter? Everybody has a favorite platform, and they have a reason why they have a favorite platform. I don't care what your favorite platform is, but I'm telling you right now that if you are not on all of those platforms, you are missing out on opportunities, and you are missing out on the people that are looking for the energy of you and your business. And why are most business owners not on some of these platforms? Because one, they've decided they don't like it. So your perspective is holding your business back from being discovered. That's number one. Number two, they don't understand it. So you're not willing to educate yourself. Educate yourself and grow yourself and challenge yourself. That's the second reason. The third reason that you're not on these platforms is because you're not willing to be vulnerable enough to ask someone to work with you on those platforms, to hire somebody to co-create with someone on those platforms. Whatever it is, you're not willing to invest a new perspective, time to grow, or money. You are holding your business back. My friends, listen, I am on all of these platforms, and I will spend time learning about each of them. And, I am not, and I teach this when I'm working with a business owner. I don't teach you to go on these platforms and spend hours and hours and hours every week on each of these platforms and just being, engrossed in everybody else's stuff. I don't teach that. I teach you how to be active and participate on all the platforms with ease and pleasure. But I'm telling you right now, if we look at 5 platforms, right? We look at Facebook, we look at Instagram, we look at Twitter, we look at LinkedIn, and let's say Pinterest. Okay, we look at those 5 platforms. If you're not on 3 of those platforms, what just happened to your business? Your business only has 2/5 of an opportunity because you're not willing to be on all of those. This is a huge deal, and I really want you to get this. It's your perspectives and what you have decided. Now, how many of you have decided that you don't have the money for it? You don't have the money for it. There's money and your relationship with money and your judgment around money has more to do with what's holding you back than most other things, because you default to the money. You default to that is a justifiable reason. And I'm telling you, money is not a justifiable reason for not growing your business. It's just not. You look at what is required. I don't want to learn that. I don't want to learn Twitter. I don't want to have to deal with Twitter. I don't want to have to go on Twitter. You shut down, right? So let's say you shut down, but you say, okay, I'll hire somebody to do that. And then you go, oh my God, I don't have the money. And you default, you allow money to take the fall instead of yourself. And you're not asking the right questions. You're not asking your business, show me how we can hire someone. Business, show me what it would take for us to have an active presence on Twitter. Show me who is looking to work with me. Have you yet acknowledged that the universe actually has your back? Have you yet acknowledged that the universe is actually conspiring for your success? Not likely. Most people are stuck in the old record of it's not growing. I got to work harder. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, maybe I'll just put the blinders on and just do the admin. I do that sometimes. I just want to get lost in the admin. I don't want to think about it. But then I will come back and I'll look at my business and where my business is and where I desire it to go. And I know that it's always about me. It is all about you. And it needs to be all about your happiness and your success. But in order for it to be about that, and in order for your business to be able to grow and contribute, you've also got to be willing to be vulnerable with what you are doing. If you desire your business to evolve, ask yourself, am I evolving as well? You've got to be willing to do that. You've got to challenge your perspectives. You've got to be willing to do your personal work every single day. This is being in your own business and being successful and having pleasure and success is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the weak. It is actually for those people that are willing to put in the sweat equity. And it isn't always working in your business. It's usually about you. This is where you are going to evolve. This is where you are going to need to really pay attention. Because you, my friend, you are the key to everything in your business. And it's up to you. It's up to you to find out where the places are that you need to grow. If you're listening and any of this is ringing true for you, I'd love to hear from you. I would love to get an email. I'd love for you to join us in the chat room. You can email me, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Again, message me on any social media platform or join us right now in the chat room where we're doing the live recording of the show. Do you know what? Together, when you are successful and people that you know are successful in their business. This is how we can create greater in the world. This is how we can actually change the world. And that's what I'm all about, bringing our voices to the world so that we can contribute to each other, having more joy and more happiness. What would your life be like if you were actually willing to continually grow and know that every step you take brings you closer and closer each day to those desires that you have? Or maybe you've actually thrown those desires away because you've decided it's not possible. My friend, it's possible. What are you willing to do? Where are you willing to dig deep so that you can have more joy and more pleasure in your life? Okay, we are up to our second break of the show. You are listening to Inspired Choices with your host, myself, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. And we'll be back right after this commercial. See you soon.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Oh, my friends, thank you so much for being here. I'm really, really happy that you're here tonight. And I'm really happy if you are listening in the future to the podcast or watching the TV episode. I'm very grateful to have you here. This is the type of subject that really super lights me up and gets me so expanded into more and more possibilities. And we're not anywhere near done. So tonight we're talking about, are you holding your business back? Now, the first segment, we talked about when you are in joy and when you are in prosperity, you're actually contributing to the world. Are you willing to acknowledge that you're contributing without even doing anything but being in joy and prosperity? Imagine that just being the contribution that's required in the world. Most of us keep judging ourselves. We keep judging our business, and that is not going to help us right here, right now. If you think that you're going to get yourself out of a place you have been in for years in your business without the support of a coach or a mentor, you're mistaken. Get a coach. I can't say this enough. Hire me. Hire someone else that you know, but get a coach who's going to challenge you to be greater than you've decided you can be. And remember, you are the number one key to your business, and you're the key to the success of your business. So during the break, you probably heard that is actually Bill Myers, who's one of our hosts here on the network, and he was talking about the Inspired Choices Network app. Now, I want to use this as an example. So when I started in radio, guys, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Not at all. Somebody didn't come and say, I'll teach you how to do this and show me the ropes. Not at all. I really learned all of this stuff on the go. And my first show, as you've probably heard, I cried for the first 15 minutes. I was excited. I was nervous. I was grateful. I was overwhelmed. And I came back the next week. That's something about me that I'm grateful for, is I don't let my trips stop me. I don't let my oopses and my, oh my God, I'm so humiliated. I don't allow them to stop me. My desires are bigger than my oops. My desires are something that is waking me up to greater possibilities. If I don't trip up, I'm not growing. And if I've never done radio before, I'm going to trip up. You know, I have taught and guided so many hosts, over 100 hosts over the years, how to be a great radio show host and TV show host. And it's so much fun, and anybody can learn it. Now, as I said, when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. And so I was learning along the way. But in order for me to grow, I had to be willing to challenge myself. Yes, I had to be willing to grow and be vulnerable and look at my skill set and teach myself. But above all of that, I had to be willing to see myself as the CEO of my business. I had to be willing to see myself as the leader of the organization I envisioned in my mind. We can have desires. We can have desires of our businesses, but do you actually see yourself as the leader, as the CEO in your own business? The chief executive officer, do you see yourself as that? How many times do you tell people? What do you say about your business? Let's start there. If someone asked you, what do you do? And you're in your own business, do you say, well, I have my own business. And they go, what do you do? Well, I kind of started out, and I'm trying to, and do you trip over what you're saying? It doesn't matter what you're saying to that person or you're not saying. What matters is what you're believing inside. And you know what you're believing inside by the words that are coming out of your mouth or not coming out of your mouth. That is a telltale sign of where it's time to do some work. Do you actually say, I'm the CEO of my business. I'm the CEO. I do. And I've had to practice this and practice this and practice this. I'm a strategic business coach, and I'm the CEO of Inspired Choices Network. I'm a strategic business coach. Me? Oh, I'm a strategic business coach, and I'm the CEO of Inspired Choices Network. I am the CEO of Inspired Choices Network. And the joy that bubbles up in me, and the confidence and the strength that comes up as I continue to say this and practice this over and over again, is I began to believe what is true. Something can be true, and you can maybe not believe it. Do you realize that? And if it's true and you're not believing it, what's going to happen? It's going to start to crumble, because your business needs you. Your business needs you to be strong and confident and willing. How willing are you to lean in to growing yourself? How willing are you to challenge yourself? How willing are you to be, make a mistake? How willing are you to be vulnerable? This is not about being perfect, and this is not about getting it right out of the gate. This is about growing yourself so that your business can actually grow. But so many people are stuck in their egos, and they're stuck in their own thoughts about themselves, that they're stopping themselves from growing and really acknowledging what's happening. And that is having a ripple effect on their business. Every choice that you make about yourself has a ripple effect on your business. You have more power and more potency than you've ever been willing to acknowledge. And I'm telling you right now that you can change this. You can change it immediately, or you can stay in the same programming again and again and again. The choice is yours, 100%. What are you going to do? What choice are you going to make? I want to come back to talking about money. I really want to talk about money, and I want to talk about the misconceptions of money, because most people believe money is their issue. Money's not the issue. If it ever boils down to you've made that decision, I'm telling you right now that that is not the issue. Money is never the issue. Money is not the issue. You're the issue. It's your point of view about money. Now, do we require money to do things? Yes. But if you think that money is the only commodity out there, you're wrong. Again, let's go back 100 years. Money was not the commodity that most people had. They were trading. They were exchanging. They were supporting each other to grow. What if you could do that today? What if you could ask some questions of your business so that you could change things in your world? Is that a possibility? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to ask more questions and really lean in at what you've been creating in your business, what you haven't been creating in your business, and how you can change your business? My friends, there's very few people I've ever come across that feel like their business is where they want it to be. Very, very few people. Most people desire their business to be more, okay? I want to tell you something. That's a great thing, because we are human beings who are continuously desiring. Now, that continuous desire does not mean that we cannot have pleasure along the way. When I actually got this concept that I am going to always desire more, oh my gosh, it gave me so much relief, because I wasn't beating myself up that I was desiring more and never satisfied. So it's about building that dream and continuously imagining. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I really talked about your imagination and what a gift it is. Go back in the archives and listen to that. It was so cool, even for me, as I was leaning into it more and more. Your imagination and your desires are the fuel for you going forward more and more and more, okay? But being present and being willing to look at what you are and you are not creating is a way that helps you to continue to grow. Your desires are actually going to show you what you require to get to that next stage. Your desires are something that I really want you to use your imagination to see the possibility. If you don't believe that you're the CEO, if you don't feel like a CEO, I want you to play that out in your mind. See yourself as the CEO. See yourself as someone who has their picture out on social media, their image out. See yourself being on the radio. See yourself being interviewed. See yourself giving a talk. What do you see? What are you willing to see? When you're willing to see it and you are putting it into reality and you write your targets down and you dream very vividly again and again and again, this is the energy that starts to bring it to you. But you know the thing that keeps that from you? It's your self-confidence. It is your willingness to actually receive that in your life. The app that Bill was talking about in the commercial earlier, I wanted to have an app so much. I wanted to have an app for the network. It took me quite a while to actually be willing to see myself as the owner of this platform, Inspired Choices Network. I was previously on somebody else's platform and I was producing and I was leading the charge. Yes, I was starting to lean into it. And when my business told me it wanted to be called Inspired Choices Network. I'm telling you, that took me a couple of months to actually be okay with it, because what it did was it challenged me to step up to really be with the confidence of that, putting that bold statement out there. You know, what would run in my mind was, who does she think she is? Who does she think she is? She's the CEO. I am the CEO, and I'm willing to put that out there. If I'm not willing to be that and put that out there, why would anyone see me as someone who is a leader in the world, right? You've got to be willing to see yourself in the position first before people are going to acknowledge it. And if you're not, you're playing the victim, wishing and hoping and praying that they will. No, it starts with you. And so back to this app, this desire for me to have this app for so long, when it came to fruition this spring, I'm telling you, I cried, and I realized in that moment the joy that I had, but also the lack of self-confidence I had in being willing to say, we have our own app. We have our own app. I have an app. My business has its own app. That may not be a big deal to you. It was a big deal to me, and it still is. And so you see, what I have to do is I constantly have, the desire comes, right? And then I got to challenge myself to step up to it. I have to challenge myself continuously. Now, I, over and over and over again, have looked at the places and spaces where I wanted to expand and what was required. And I have to spend time with that. I have to be willing to challenge myself, educate myself, ask for help with wanting to go in that direction. You see, I'm not done. By any means, I'm not done. And I haven't reached all my desires. And yes, I likely will never reach all my desires, because I know I'm going to continuously have more. What I am willing to do, my friends, is challenge myself. And that's what I'm inviting you into. Are you willing to challenge yourself, or are you hiding, just hoping and praying that things will change? You're doing yourself a disservice, if that's what you're doing. And you're doing your business a disservice. What do you have to lose? Really? What do you have to lose? This is my thought process. Okay, well, if I do this and I embarrass myself, well, what's going to happen? What's honestly going to happen? Because I know that I've got my own back. And I know that the universe has always had my own back. I know that. I know that. The universe desires for us to be happy and joyful. So what's going to happen to me? Well, I'm going to learn something. Okay. So I'm going to be nervous for a little while. That's nothing new. Been nervous before. I'll be nervous again. I get nervous even before every single show that I have done. I have been doing this since 2011. Since 2011. And I still astound myself every single time I do it. Do people judge me? Likely. Will they continue to? Likely. Do I care? No. Do I desire for people to like me? Of course I do. I'm a human being. But is that going to stop me? No. My relationship with me is more important than my relationship with anyone. I came here to be happy and joyful and to contribute. And damn it, that's what I'm going to do. All right. We are up for our final break of the show. You are listening to myself, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices show on the Inspired Choices Network. Wherever you're listening, I hope you're enjoying the show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
All right, my friends. Oh my gosh, this show is going quickly, but I've had so much fun, and I really do hope that you have as well. And I do hope that you will listen to, and maybe even go back and listen again to challenge yourself. Because here's the deal, my friends. It's so important for us to, as CEOs, as business owners, to challenge ourselves. You know, right now I'm in the middle of taking a course, and I'm challenging myself, and I'm learning again and again and again what's required for my next step, what's required for me to up level even more. Here's the thing. As a business owner, you cannot stay stagnant, because if you stay stagnant, the world will evolve. Now, do you need to know every single thing? No, but you've got to be willing to ask them questions and ask if you require that. Or what does your business require for you to continue to evolve? Business and times are evolving faster and faster and faster. Yes. And you are here. You chose to come at this time and space. You got this. Don't worry. You got this. You've got what's required to be able to succeed at this time and this space. My friends, I desire so much. I hope so much for your joy and your prosperity in your business. And I want you to really listen to what I have to say. I want you to understand that the doubt that you have inside of you, the thoughts that you have that you don't share with anyone, the questioning that you have about yourself and about whether you will ever succeed, that is old programming, whether it's yours or somebody else. I'm telling you right now that if you are willing to lean in even more, you will get more and more awareness about your capacities and your willingness to grow. If you're not challenging yourself and you're not willing to evolve, your business may just dwindle and go away. It's the same with a relationship. If you're not willing to lean in to a marriage and continually challenge and learn about yourself, if you're not willing to lean into being a parent and learn more and more and more what it is that you can be doing today with children in this time and space, you're not going to evolve and grow and be happy. Everything that I've said tonight can be applied to any area of your life, including your business. It all comes down to you. And the lies that you've been telling yourself are just that. They're lies. Your desires are more powerful. Your abilities are more powerful than you've ever been willing to acknowledge. And now is the time. Are you willing to challenge yourself so that your business can be everything you've ever imagined it to be? This can be fun. This can be pleasurable. My friends, we're coming to the end of the show. Thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your feedback, because that inspires me to bring even more to the table. I want you to always remember, you can always make another choice, no matter what is going on in your life. I will be back next week with another show that's going to maybe kick your butt and maybe inspire you even more. Until next week, take good care.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.